All right, for those of you who have been waiting, and there are several, we do have kind of a list, so I'll go through from top to bottom and send as these requests came in. So no pressure, but there is a little pressure only because there is a few people. So we'll send it out, hopefully get a response back from somebody same day. Otherwise, we'll just kind of move through the list and then first come, first serve in the sense. But anyway, 72 to 75 CJ5 tub. And obviously it's got some things on it that I'd like to get pulled. But what I'm gonna do on this one is like I do on everything. It's gonna be a pre-dismantle price. That way you save a little bit up front. And then if something comes back, the corners are blown out or the rocker or something that this stuff is hiding, we can adjust from there. If it's still something that's usable, if it's not, we'll refund it or do what we have to do. Our goal is not obviously take any money out here without obviously moving product. But this tub looks very promising. Now, it does have a little bit of surface on the inner floors, but not on the outer. The bottom is actually perfect. The torque pockets are perfect. It's not even leached through all the way. So I was pretty excited. At first I took one look, I was like, oh, the floors are gone. And then I started feeling and go, the floors actually feel pretty good. And I looked up underneath this thing, and I'll show you that here in a second, but they're actually in really good shape. So obviously there's still, like I said, some things that we'll have to get apart. But if somebody wants to take a flyer on it, which I know somebody will because they're so hard to get, then, like I said, you'll save a little bit up front. And if we come across something that was just absolutely not what we thought at all, we can adjust it down or we can refund it if we don't have anything else available. And right now, I don't have anything else available. There is a potential another tub coming in that somebody had started a restoration on. I seen it in person the other day. I'm just trying to work out the details because all it really is a tub. The frame unfortunately had been cut on it, and we're getting a 232, which is worthless. So and unfortunately he had a little bit more in the project than what we were willing to spend on it, with only getting essentially a tub out of it. So all right, so without further ado, 7275 303 666 9020, partsbreakers.com. You're not going to see this on our website unless it fully gets dismantled and nobody buys it before then, which is like 99% sure that's probably not going to happen. Most of our tubs and frames sell, especially on this older stuff, prior to getting them off. But without further ado, let me get into it, and we'll just go over the basics. The body, you've kind of seen the passenger side now, the cowl area here. And those for those of you who don't know, the Jeep insignia on the side here, the raised lettering is slightly different on the 7275. It's quick way to see an original tub or that era tub. I picked another one up that I was hoping that was a 74, had it titled as 74. It's actually on my trailer. It came back with this one, and I knew immediately because of that actually, but also because a few other things on it as well. So keep that in mind if you're looking for what differences. You can look at this raised lettering here, and they each segment of years they kind of did their own block lettering. So firewall's in good shape, cowl's in great shape, floor looks good. As far as the tunnel here, there's still a lot of that left over. They had so this is kind of set up, and again, this is just going to be the tub, but this was the correct way to set this up if somebody was going to be doing power steering on it, which essentially is they put a knuckle down at the base of this steering column. So that's kind of a nice thing. Again, that won't be included with the tub, but if you're looking for a setup like that, this would be a potential good one to go with. The dash is even clean on this one. Again, that's sold. We sell all that stuff separately. I'm not sure how the windshield frame was going to come out. It looks okay, but it's really hard to tell with these seals. There's a lot of goop up here, and it's hard to say what they were doing with the goop, if they're just preventing it from leaking or if there's rust there. We won't know until we get in there for that kind of stuff. The seat brackets, at least one is factory, which again, super hard to get. The other one looks like they've kind of manipulated one. This is where I kind of got a little bit nervous, and you can see there's definitely a little bit of soft up there here, pushing my finger through. And we'll hit this with our 4,500 pound or 4,500 psi hot seat, and it will blow through a lot of this. So I'm imagining you're going to see about a dinner plate here, maybe a little less, maybe just little holes here and there. $half size throughout. It gets pretty solid back through here, but definitely a flat piece of steel. If you have to replace something, this is not a bad place to have to replace. And then of course the tunnel, there's some carpet in it we need to get out. A little bit of surface coming up, bubbling here. Down in this area looks pretty solid. Nothing through here. And then this is glued, so that hot piece should take this all out. But the back of it, from what I can see, looks pretty clean. I don't see anything on the back through there. And whatnot. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab the shady side first here in just a second. Let me finish this driver's side up here. Again, the back corner. This is the tailgate. Also another hard, very difficult one. The other one I looked at was a non-tailgate. Well, it was tailgate. Somebody welded it in though. They did a good job, but that's super hard to get on these. Actually, any CJ for right now, 5s I'm finding a lot of non-tailgates out there. And if that's what you're looking for, that's easier. But unfortunately, the tailgate models are far and few between. This one is the tailgate model. And go from there on that. So, all right, so this is kind of what got me excited about this guy. Looking up in here, first the fender well is actually pretty clean. There's some dirt up in here. And we'll wash all this off, of course. Look at this area here. This is another area that loves these pinch welds always go, and they usually bubble up pretty quick. That's the one we kind of seen in the inside there. So I'd probably get in there and clean it up at least, but not bad. And that's just one of the frame connectors through here. And then this is just, you can kind of see it all coming off. So that kind of got me looking a little more and thought, all right, I better take another look at this thing because I almost passed it up. And then down through the bottom of it, really nice, clean under floor side here. But look at this. This is really kind of shocking, especially with the surface you're seeing up here. But all these torque pockets here, these are in excellent shape, almost perfect. Even this one here, which is right underneath that area that we were looking at, and you can see a little bit of weakness on that floor there. But again, if these aren't blown out, it's just a matter of cleaning these spot welds out of them and relaying floor here. If these are blown out, it makes that job a lot more difficult. So not impossible, but definitely more difficult. You got a little crack right here, and then you got the rest of that guy up through that, and that's all real solid, nice, clean through there too. So, and I ran my hands back in these corners just to see if they were, what they were doing with the stymie plate, making sure it wasn't covered up. This is all nice and smooth. There's no bubbling, no rust. I don't think we're gonna find anything in here. We might find a little filler. Pretty common in a CJ to see filler in these corners, these sides. A lot of times just because from the factory they had, you can almost see the waviness in them. And I've had dealers tell me back in the day, when they would get them in, they'd send them straight to the body shop and lather them up just to get them all that smooth look. It's so funny because now that's kind of the look people go for. They want to see, all those little marks and imperfections. So, okay, this side just as clean as the other side. Again, nice clean through here. Same thing right around that support on that frame mount. Okay, and then this corner nice and smooth like it should be. And then we got the bottom side, once again, nice clean torque pocket here, and all these guys all the way up. Beautiful. So I think this is going to be a great tub for somebody. I'm just more interested to see how quickly it goes, like I said, because we've had so much people message, but there's always one or two that kind of always consistently follow up, and that's the ones we're going to reach out to first. If you see this tub, don't think it's gone necessarily, because you never know. People's situations change. Sometimes they find what they're looking for before we get to them. Definitely give us a shout. Again, it's 303-666-9020, partsbreakers.com. Ladies and gentlemen, real quick, I'm just going to do a quick show you real quick what we got going on in the yard, because it's been so long since I've done videos. We've had about 47 Jeeps in the last 2 months come in. The market's gotten a little softer. That's better for some ways, and not necessarily in CJ ways or Wranglers or that, but Cherokees and that stuff. We've got a lot of those come in, but we have had a lot of CJs. We have there's probably of those 47, there's probably 15 of them that are CJs, and all in variety shape. Nothing absolutely perfect, but you know, like this one is actually pretty clean. But some of the ones we have down there we bought for drivetrains. Some of the axles that are getting hard to get. We got some really nice selection of narrow tracks. Got a couple wide tracks. I got some good engine options. We got some builder engines. We got some frame options. So we got a good amount right now. And 6 months ago, you called me about a CJ part, and it was, well, I'll let you know the next one comes in. So, and then lastly, I want to show you this one in the garage, just because it is going to be up for sale here in a few days, if not today. It's a one we got out of Texas. It's virtually rust-free. It's a CJ7 Iron Duke, 39,000 miles on it. Runs and drives. She's a pretty little Jeep and won't last long. So we just did a couple little things, put a new carb on it. It's got an OEM factory carb, which is the old Rochester, an Iron Duke 2.5. Yeah, you know, it's got a roll cage, a couple things, but mainly just a good running. And I'd fire up right now, but here's your mileage. I do have title back set up, kind of a gym. So anyway, watch for photos of this one. I'm gonna probably just park this one out on the road. We have a highway right out here, and can't imagine it'll stick around long, especially like I said, this is a rust-free tub other than this one spot right here. And it's not even that bad. Everything else is beautiful. Torque pockets are clean. So I bought it to part it. I didn't realize that when we got it, we were gonna be able to get it running with not much effort. And then on top of it, runs and drive shifts. So I was like, you know what? It's just some things you just have a hard time parting because they're too complete, you know? So it's always an option. A tub on this guy, these tubs, CJ7 tubs in this kind of shape are bringing top dollar right now for factory. So, you know, it's always definitely an option, but I like to keep some of these together. We have another really nice orange one up at the house that's gonna be done here in a few weeks. And then we'll be doing the same thing with that one. So anyway, I appreciate your time and look forward to talking to you. And we can ship, obviously I ship everywhere. Even a full vehicle or a tub, that's all within our wheelhouse. So we got a frame leaving tomorrow morning for New York. And then I'll be making my rounds again come this fall. Winter season, I always do our East Coast runs. I'm gonna be in LA here in 2 weeks. So if something like this interests you, want me to tow it out, we'll work out a fee for that. And I can bring it, we're in Grand Junction, so we're gonna go 70 to 15. That's Southern Utah, Vegas, LA. I might even be up in the Washington area in the next couple weeks. I'm not 100% on that, but I do have a couple orders. I got to go up there that are fairly good size. So, you know, don't hesitate to reach out. Texas guys, I got customers down there. I got friends down there, cousins. So you guys stay safe. It's super hot down there. The heat absolutely destroys you. So it's hot here, but not like it is down there. So, all right. Happy 4th of July.